What's up, Saber people? My name is Jules, and today I will be reviewing a Saber that came back to me yesterday after being away only for roughly 1 month. It was my very first Saber I ever bought. It was a Champion Edition Saberforge Vengeance with a 12 watt plus light blue LED. I used it a lot for dueling, for spinning, but it became clear to me that this saber wasn't meant to be dueled or to be used for dueling for ergonomic reasons, basically, because although it behaved flawlessly, really it was top quality in any case. No rattling, no strange noises, no nothing. The ergonomics on the grip, to my feel, were not so ideal. The main reason were the metal grips on the upper and the lower part of the hilt, and because of them, I took them away and started to do without them. But what do you have grips for? To increase the grip on a hilt or any other thing. So what happened probably was Murphy's Law. It slipped out of my hand, fell to the ground, and due to this accident, it was still functional, but it died on me every time it just had the slightest contact with another saber, so that it rebooted, reset it as if you just pulled out the kill key, and so it was clear that it was broken. The warranty doesn't cover that, and that's perfectly fine. But because it was voided, I had a decision to make. Either having it repaired or having it turned into something greater. And I went for the second option. So I contacted Saberforge. I had to do with Joshua, and then later with Justin Polachek, and asked for a customization job, and they were happy to comply. They were very helpful, very friendly. They responded always within 24 hours, although they must be busy as hell now with all the ASP project going on, and all the other expansions that they are planning. It's as a side note, I trust in Saberforge, and I trust in what they are planning, because it has just the past 2 years have been, for me as an external spectator, it was so nice to see how that business grew. And we know that the market for such sabers is it's not like it's delivering enough for the demand. So having such a company grow to the scale that it is just wonderful to see. And let's face it, Saberforge spells customer service with capital letters. Really, 10 out of 10 points, in my opinion. They also supplied me with more non-metric Allen keys, lifesavers, because I used to have only one, and imagine that getting lost and not being able to replace or exchange blade pluck and blade from your saber, because in your country they do not use these. Anyway, it also came with a new charger. Many thanks for that. And the former internals, I will keep these. Let's see if I develop some skills to actually use these, but that will have to wait. We will continue with reviewing the hilt itself and its features, and especially two features that came with the update. So without further ado, I give you the refit Saberforge Vengeance. First glance, yes, I went for the hero tier update because I wanted to have more sound fonts than only the Champion Viridian Viridian sound font because, well, it was clear that this saber wasn't going to be used for dueling in that extent that it used to. So I wanted to turn it into a jewel, into something with multiple functions, and yeah, that's what came with it. We will go through the sound fonts at the very last part of the hilt, of the clip. First to the change in appearance. Before I sent it in, I might mention that I experimented with very fine sanding paper, and let's say I was more or less successful, especially on the emitter, but the finish that Justin gave it is just wonderful. It looks, to me, for the unschooled eye, to me this looks like nickel plating. It's not. It's just a very, very fine polish. But let's say the fingerprints on it either way are just a pain in the ass. I half of the time when I hold this saber, I'm actually cleaning the fingerprints, but it's worth it. A side effect from sanding, especially the emitter, because I wasn't such a fan of this part of the emitter being all black. So I started sanding, and while doing so, this pattern came out, and we decided to just keep it because it makes the saber even more unique. Now, rubber grips, because I wanted to see how a Graflex would feel, for example. And I'm very comfortable with this. I really like the feel of it. I can really recommend it, and really looking forward to my Corband once that story will continue. Because hey, can a man have enough Graflexes? This is a little homage to the Graflex, in my opinion. The front grips exchanged by very low profile screws. I really like the solution on that. Thanks a lot for that, Justin. And this, for those of you who have a Vengeance and know what lies beneath this is a retention screw for the LED module. Now, let's see if I can take it out. Oh yeah, here it is. Sometimes they behave good, sometimes they behave a little bit more difficult. The main reason I wanted to have this customization done were quick connects, because this is my first saber with quick connects, and I want all my sabers as bright as possible. The only exception that could ever come in would be, I think you guys agree with me, would be a Star Killer saber, for example, Saberforge Monarch with a RGBA module, having every color combination in one module. But for this one, I really wanted each and every color as bright as possible, and I have to mention as well that I wanted to go for not the typical colors, but we'll come to that afterwards. So we will go through every color, and on the last color we will also, for those of you who have never seen this update in action, we will go through the functions of the soundboard. So bear with me. You ready? Color number 1. The usual issue with the camera, or what am I saying, camera? These are my helping hands holding my cell phone, because I don't have the equipment to actually make such a review the way it should be. But anyway, this is cyan, a very bright bluish color with a little bit of green, if I remember correctly. Super bright, and depending on the sound font, it sounds perfect. It sounds perfect and looks perfect, because I counted 5 sound fonts and I have 6 LED modules. So basically that would make well, 5 times 6, that's 30 different combinations, making in one hilt 30 different sabers. And depending on the combination of color and sound, you have light side and dark side if you want to separate them by that. And it's just wonderful. I can't have enough. I just go on exchanging the modules, and it was the best decision ever. So up to the next one. This was the original color that I had on the saber before this customization. This is light blue. It behaves perfect during closing winter time in urban well, surroundings in the shade. It looks just like in the Force Unleashed, these forest scenes we've seen with raised graphics and all. That was the first color I ever chose, so to me a classic. Another color the camera has a lot of trouble picking up, but this is mint green. It's a not very typical color, but it's very unique. I'm glad I chose it. Can you guess what this is? You guessed right if you went for yellow. Now, having witnessed yellow in person, I'm really looking forward to my amber ASP saber, because it's set to look like fire. And this yellow is very nice, although in lit environments it's probably not going to be that bright, but in any case, it looks very nice. The Jedi counsellors use it, if I'm correct. Well, let's see where we can use this. It looks amazing in any way, because it's a very not typical color. Can you guess what this is? No, it's not purple. Yes, this guy here went with pink. Now, why might some of you ask yourselves, why does this guy go with pink? I first saw this color in a review Shamim did on a saber of his, and to me it reminded me a lot of Halo, of plasma swords. Hot plasma to me, in my imagination, looks pink, purple pink, something like that. Very hot looking, very dangerously glowing, and this color embodies that perfectly. I really love it. I don't care what anybody else says, because I am Italian after all. I can wear pink clothing and it still looks classy. So no arguments on that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our very last color. For this one, I went with something a bit more screen accurate, let's say it that way. I went with red. I got my father a red saber because, after all, he is my father. And this color, as being on the opposite side in the spectrum of daylight, at least to our eyes, and it is so radiant, I really had to have red, and it behaves perfectly in every camera. They, for some reason, don't have the kinds of issues as with other colors, and I really love this. And now, having gone through the modules, we will go through the different sound fonts. I won't be doing the auxiliary switch functions on all the sound fonts. I'll just casually tap it to make it sound, just to show you another effect that the hero tier update brings. So listen to this. So you get blade lockup and blaster deflection. But look at this. There's a flicker in it. The reason, I guess, is because this sound card is basically made for flash on clash sabers, having modules with a with one of the 4 dies in a different color to give it that flash on clash effect. And since all these modules only have one color, what stays is a flicker. I guess it might be, I might be mistaken. So if you would be so kind to correct this for me. So when it's not ignited and you press the auxiliary switch, you will obviously change the sound font. Now this was the one we already tried.
Essence.
Oh.
Episode 1.
When I go with red, I go dark side, I go with this sound font. Listen to this. This is one mean hum. Well, not every sound font seems to be programmed the same with the same specs. Some seem to be less sensitive than others to swing effects and clashing. So I won't be smashing stuff now. I'll just go through the different features. As you can see, or here rather, the features are very different on every sound font, and that just completes the saber in a way that it couldn't be better. It's just a marvel. I love it. I really, really love it.
Essence. Episode 2.
Another very evil sounding, very dark sound font. That was Force Lightning, I guess. Definitely. Isn't this wonderful? And such a long retraction. Let's try that. Yeah? Ignition sounds so nice.
Essence 501.
I just can't get enough of this. I'm 25-year-old, but I really I get to be a kid again when I hold this saber and play around with it. It's not the reason that I don't have a girlfriend right now, but whatever. Another extra long retraction. Listen to this. I'm so stoked. I love it. I love it.
501.
Oh, this is a very, very classic one. This sounds like the first, like out of the first trilogy. Listen. Such a soft ignition. And a very high hum. This is the last of the 5 standard issue. So what do you think, guys? Is this or is this not a wonderful saber? I couldn't submit some pictures just of the saber in any color ignited. I really had this needed a tribute, a review to thank Saberforge for this wonderful conversion, and especially Justin Polachek. Really such a nice job, and I'm very, very thankful, and I'm looking forward to having more done by you guys. Much success and much fun with your projects, and to all you guys, thank you for watching, and as they say, let may the force be with you. Cheers.